Folks, it's that time of year once again. Christmas-themed videos are coming at you thick and fast. Look, I haven't had time to decorate yet, hence why we're still, as we were before, but it's coming. Because we all know for a fact that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And for the minority of people that don't agree with me and think that it's not a Christmas movie, then just pretend it's a normal brain spill video. I mean, there's no decorations or anything, but don't worry guys. Next video, I'm gonna have Christmas decorations, I'm gonna be wearing Christmas jumpers, we're gonna have elves jumping through hoops of fire, it's gonna be pretty legit. So, let's get into today's video. This is the time that Bruce Willis destroyed his own boss's office. Pretty awesome. Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and yes, we're talking about Die Hard today. For the absolutely uncultured amongst you, Die Hard is a 1988 American action film starring Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman as protagonist and antagonist in the movie. New York City police detective John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, is knee-deep in action as he scales a 40-story skyscraper in Los Angeles to prevent terrorists from, taking over. Lots of fight scenes happen, heroic action stunts are undertaken, and lots of explosions. Everything you could ever want in a Christmas classic. This is up there with the greats, I'm telling you right now. The production of the movie started from adapting a novel from 1978 called Nothing Lasts Forever, in which armed assailants chase a man through a building. Film producer Lloyd Levin gave the screenwriter Jeb Stuart creative freedom as long as he retained the Christmas in Los Angeles setting. The concept he considered would provide an interesting aesthetic. See? I told you it was a Christmas movie. Basically, this movie wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Christmas elements in it. So, argument settled, people. The movie was pitched as Rambo in an office building, which sounds pretty damn epic, resulting in the project being greenlit. But if you want to film a movie based on a Rambo-esque character running through an office, where does one find such an office block? Anyone that's seen the movie will instantly recognise the main location in the movie, Nakatomi Plaza, as the place where much of the movie takes place. Obviously. The team chose this building for a number of reasons, but chief amongst which was that the building was, and is still, the headquarters of 20th Century Studios. This is the Fox Plaza in Century City, situated on the Avenue of the Stars. The building was chosen as it was iconic and needed character. Given that the building is the primary filming location for the whole shoot, they had to choose somewhere that would be pretty iconic. And oh boy did they pick a good choice. However, there was a lot more going into this than you might first think. Yes, it needs to look pretty cool and iconic, which I think they achieved that pretty well, but another important thing was that, basically because of the fact this building was the sole filming location for the entire movie, they had to have a lot of establishing shots from outside of the building where you can see it from a great distance, and that required a building that was unobstructed by other buildings. So this seemed like the perfect choice. The cast were actually looking at filming in many locations, but based on this building due to the fact that this was a 34-story building and was currently only occupied by levels 4 and 5 at the time, leaving much of the building free for our Rambo character to run amok. Many stories were still under construction, which was perfect for many of the sets in the movie. It just so happens that the studio making the movie also owned the building that they decided to film in, meaning that you don't have to be quite as careful as you would be if you were renting a space out, for example. Also, any stunts or action scenes could be carried out, and I'm sure anything that was damaged could be pretty easily fixed up. They were allowed to film on the location under two conditions: no filming during the day and no damage from explosions. So yes, aside from those two rules, which, who follows rules, am I right? They pretty much had free roam as to what they wanted to do, so they could do action scenes like this, and this, and even this. What I find really interesting is that while Jeb Stuart was writing the screenplay, he did a tour of the building and immediately incorporated some of the locations and objects he found, in which he put this directly into the script as set pieces. This, for example, were some of the items like the carts that McClane and Carl end up riding during their fight. So just think, if the trolley was not left about on set, this scene may have never even made it into the movie in the first place. What's even more impressive is that when filming started, they didn't even know what the ending to the movie was going to be. So why not just run with it? So yeah, it was a pretty slap and dash operation that they'd get going and just see how it goes. However, everything wasn't completely plain sailing, due to the fact that the studio actually had to rent the space out from the company who already owned the building. If you get me. The budget for the movie was about $25 to $35 million, so as part of that went back into their own pockets technically, which is a pretty good idea if you ask me. Like I mentioned earlier, some levels of the building were actually still occupied, with the middle floors being occupied by legal and administrative departments. Therefore, the filming of scenes that involved gunfire had to be postponed until after hours because some of the employees from the active floors started to complain about the noise. Yeah, no, I can help you with that, don't worry about a thing. All I'm going to do is file this paperwork and... No, don't worry about it, no, we're fine. It's Die Hard filming upstairs, so you're safe with me. So, the main shooting of the movie started in November 1987, with the completion of the building itself finishing in 1987. I assume that the filming of this movie may have delayed things somewhat. And I know what you're thinking if you've ever seen the movie, well, they were filming on location and they were told that they weren't allowed to use explosions. So what happened when scenes like this happened? Yeah, that looks like a pretty big explosion to me. But it's safe in the knowledge that they stuck by what they agreed. The building wasn't really damaged, and they achieved this by using a scale model. So yes, they didn't actually destroy the building itself, but just everything inside this very small building. Bruce Willis well and truly wrecked shop, destroyed the offices in the building, and pretty much destroyed everything that was owned by the studio making the movie. And best of all, he got paid for all of it. So he was getting paid to destroy his own boss's office. So yeah, we all know that Christmas starts when Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi Plaza. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. If you like this video, here's another one just like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.